Oh.
Go. Okay. Yeah. Hello. I'm Isaac. Welcome to episode 0 of Make That Game, where we pitch the latest, greatest video game ideas that will never be made.
What about me?
Yeah, now you introduce yourself.
And I'm Claire. And this is Make That Game, where we pitch the latest, greatest new video games that will never be made. Yeah, so hi, my name is Claire. You just heard Isaac, and this is Make That Game. So this is a podcast that we have created where we can talk about video game ideas, game design, and anything else related or sometimes unrelated to video games. So I'm Claire. I have not a long history with video games. I got into things like Frogger, a game called Gorillas. That's an 8-bit game. Go Google it. It's fantastic. Loved The Sims. That was the big gaming situation for me growing up. And
So
yeah.
by playing The Sims, that makes you an old head. That does make you an old head.
I don't know what that means.
That means that you've been in the game.
I've been in the game of games
for a while, because
yes.
the original Sims came out in like the 2003, 2004.
I'm doing a Google, but yeah, it was original Sims release. This is the hard-hitting research that you're going to get on this podcast. Okay, so it came out in 2000, but it came out on my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, so I really kind of got back into it / introduced to a lot of new games through Isaac and him showing me kind of the world that games can bring.
The world of gaming.
The world of gaming. The world that games can bring. I mean, I don't know if that sounds silly or inspirational, but Isaac, what about you? What is your video game history?
Let me think back to the original. I feel like my first video game was Kirby's Dream Land or Link's Awakening on the original Game Boy, the OG Game Boy. But at some point when I was around 6, I think, my older brother brought home a Sega Genesis with Sonic and Madden, the football game. And I've been watching people play video games ever since. I don't actually play them myself. I just
yes,
watch.
You do. Yes, you do.
I do play, but I don't know. Even as a kid, I did let my brothers play a lot, but I am well versed in the video games. I lived in the rural area. So I did not have a lot of other things to do with my life, especially because I did not have my driver's license. So, video games in the woods, it is. And so,
and
yeah.
Isaac, you design games now too, yes?
I went to college, believe it or not, for game design. And I also have made a couple games, none that you can play yet. I'm working on my magnum opus. I've been working on it for a dozen years. No. But yeah, that's I don't know. Was that a good history?
Yeah, I mean, we're this is episode 0. We're keeping it snappy.
Listener, do you feel introduced, listener?
If you do, please tweet at us at Make That Game Pod. So yeah, so Isaac and I are in a relationship. We met in 2020, the most wonderful year of everyone's life, I bet.
Wait, it wasn't 2019?
No.
What is time? I thought it was. No, you're right. It was the fresh year.
It was the fresh year. It was early on, so we didn't know what was to come. But oh boy.
Okay, so specifically my thought process there, I'm going to take everyone on a little journey. I was like, the pandemic's been going on for 2 years.
Yeah.
That means it had to have started in 2019 because my brain did not process, even though it's in the corner of my computer screen, I'm staring right at it right now.
Yeah.
My brain did not process that it's 2022. It's
2022. Yes. So we met during the pandemic. We navigated that. I discovered Animal Crossing New Horizons, as many others did. And yeah, we've been together ever since. So we thought this
She
would
only
be...
stayed with me for the Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I
She
didn't want to buy
needed
a
to use my
Switch.
Switch. Yeah.
I got
too
really
expensive.
attached to the Islanders there, so it just made more sense to stay together. So we thought this would be a fun way to talk about games and to inspire us to try games together and to show each other new games and to just kind of hang out. Not that we don't see each other.
We never see each other. Never. It's so hard to see each other, but
it takes a lot of scheduling. No,
I have to walk out the door and turn left, and there she is. It's so difficult.
It's a huge journey.
But the secret purpose of the podcast, this is just Claire, turn off your headset real quick.
I'm stepping out of the room.
Listeners, this podcast, it's so you and I can make fun of how bad and unknowledgeable about video games Claire is. That's the secret purpose of all this. This is our secret club for bullying. Okay, Claire, you can turn your headset back on.
I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't hear any of that, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good.
But I was hoping that you were talking about how we really want to kind of understand each other better, and I would love to learn more about game design, and maybe you can learn more about me in the process. Just this really sharing a learning experience. I'm sure that's exactly what you're talking about.
That is exactly what I said. So you hit the nail on the head, and I don't even know why I tried to keep it a secret from you at this point.
Isaac, what can listeners expect when they tune into episode 1?
This is subject to change, mind you, but our general formula that we've been going with is that we talk about what we've been gaming lately. We give the little update, and then we will pitch ideas of video games to each other. So this is the first time either of us are hearing these ideas. Each one of us will in turn describe a game complete with mechanics and story and a little name for it. And then we do the rapid fire round where we randomly generate 3 words and try to come up with a game idea based only off those 3 words.
Did you forget our most popular Honk and Bonk segment?
I actually did forget the Honk and Bonk segment. So somewhere in there, usually segued from what we're playing because it's what is on our mind, we will talk about what we like, the honks, and what we don't like, the bonks of a game.
So that's us. We really hope you will listen to episode 1 and all the other episodes to come. And, if you like what you hear on any of our shows, go out there and make
that game. Oh, wow. We sort of did it.
We did a thing. We did.